morning, מוריי ורבותיי. היום 44 יום לעומר שהם 6 שבועות ושני ימים. בעזרת השם מנחה is going to be 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Please be on time. We'd like to wish a mazal tov to Yonatan Yegudayev for the first time that he's putting on tefillin. May Be'ezrat Hashem be zochet to do many more mitzvot and to go mehayil et hayil. He's an unbelievable young man. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu should be mizakem with siyata dishmaya. Amen ve'amen. So we were discussing yesterday in the halachot, we said that according to Maran Shulchan Aruch, a person is not allowed to tell a goy to do anything that is a melacha, that is deoraita. Any violations of Torah, you can't tell a goy to do it, even if it is a situation of mitzvah. And if it's not a situation of mitzvah, then it makes no difference. Even things that are rabbinic, you're not allowed to tell him to do. But in situations that are mitzvah, that are rabbinic, you're allowed to tell a goy to do. That's called shevut deshevut b'makom mitzvah. I want to focus on the first half though. We said that according to Maran, it doesn't matter if there's a big mitzvah like Brit Milah, you're not allowed to tell a goy to violate for the sake and the purpose of that mitzvah. And that would include things like even the most integral things, like bringing the knife, right? So you didn't prepare ahead of time, and let's say there's no eruv. There's no city eruv, and you want the goy to bring, you say, I can't carry, but let the goy carry. He can't carry it through the public domain. Why? The public domain is Reshut HaRabim. If it's a Karmelit, if it's a domain that's not private but not public, it's in between domains, like small streets, that's rabbinic. But if it's a public domain, that's Torah. You can't tell a goy, even for the sake of mitzvat milah, which you say, well, milah is doche Shabbat. Yeah, the Brit Milah itself is doche Shabbat, but not all the things that surround the Brit Milah, and therefore you wouldn't be able to do it even for the sake of a mitzvah. But as with all rules, there are exceptions to this rule. Chamuvadia brings down, the Achronim say, that if the circumstance is such that if you don't tell the goy, it's going to cause the Rabbim, it's going to cause the masses to be Mehalel Shabbat. How do you have such an example? Let's say a person notices that the string of the eruv was knocked down. And now, a lot of people might not know, but they're being Mehalel Shabbat because the eruv is not functioning. Even if one string is knocked down of the eruv, on Shabbat, the eruv is pasul. So the whole entire city, with all of its thousands and tens of thousands of Jews, are now at least bishogeg, unintentionally, but they're being Mehalel Shabbat. So in such a case, you would be able to tell a goy, even to tie, or to, if it was a fence that was broken, to fix the fence, to do whatever it takes in order to fix the eruv, since this is a question of being a michshol, an obstacle to the masses. So there, even the Shulchan Aruch, we are more meked, we are more lenient, and we say we somechan ba'alayitu, that held that it was mutar for the sake of a mitzvah. There are other exceptions, but they're very technical, and therefore in all of these questions, a person should not take the matter in his own hands, and he should consult with a Rav. Sometimes we'll say a mitzvah that involves many people will be lenient, and sometimes we don't say that. For example, sometimes people think that if it's their own home and they brought guests, so that type of a mitzvah, I'm allowed to tell a goy to do even things that are Torah violations if it's for the sake of mitzvah. That's not called for the sake of the masses. Masses needs to be a much more significant thing than just inviting guests. So for these types of things, you need an assessment from a Rav that knows what he's talking about, that's competent in the halachot of Shabbat, and then make a determination based on it. But as a general rule, to tell a goy to do something that is asur mideoraita, even for the sake of the mitzvah, is not allowed unless it's an obstacle to the masses, and then it would be permitted to do even a melacha deoraita, to tell a goy to do. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.